I just finished public school, I'll tell you why it's great. Waking up at 6 a.m. to pledge allegiance to the state. Yeah, it's true, I got my public school blues.
I was listening to what you were talking about, and I think this concept happens with people when they're remembering their educational experiences all the time. People in the classroom, they tend to gloss over all of the experiences that could be perceived as negative and other things that are shaping them, and they tend to accept what society tells them they should feel about their education.
So do you think that people look back on school more fondly than it actually was? Is that what you're saying? Like, do you think that teachers remember public school as being good, and that's why they become public school teachers? Because they were told it's good.
John?
I think they look on the institution as being good because that's what they've always been told, and that's just part of the mythology that everybody learns. But maybe not their experiences have been good, and so that cognitive dissonance often drives a lot of people into teaching. I mean, that's basically what made me choose this career path.
John, you sound like me if I was a guy named John.
I was thinking that. He sounds exactly like you're having your experience.
I started in a school for quote-unquote troubled youths, and I wanted to be the teacher who was different, who broke the rules. I was very liberal, and turns out, as far as, robbing people of the opportunities to think for themselves, even though I tried to be conscious of this, and we actually talked about this in the last show, I followed the rules of school in that respect, because it was top down, it was my way. Yes, let's have a discussion, and then we'll round it back up, and I'll tell you how it really is. So I'm just amazed by how similar your story is.
I think a lot of teachers, it's not so much that they had a good experience, but they remember maybe like one or two people out of like a mess of terrible people that just changed their life. And then they want to become that person. They want to be that mentor to a whole group of students. Like, it's a very powerful thing, thinking you're going to be that person that's going to change lives, just like this person that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life changed mine.
Yeah, and I think the other thing, too, with that is that's also how people deal with their anxiety about government institutions, especially school, is they say, well, in fifth grade, I had Mr. Reynolds, and he was, he helped me, and he stayed after, and he did Cub Scouts or whatever, cherry-picking these very selected, isolated memories of one or two people. Now, you couldn't defend dentistry that way, right? If you had been to 60 dentists and one of them wasn't terrible, dentistry is not a good thing.
Public school, you keep me in good mental health.